Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's January 5th, and I'm here to do our next read aloud for the week. We're talking about what we call fix up monitoring this week, and that's basically just a fancy way of thinking about when you're reading and maybe something doesn't quite make sense. What do you do? Do you just stop and go on? No, you need to make sure that you have some strategies in place to help yourself understand what it is you're reading. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. If we don't understand what we're reading, then we're not really reading. So today I have a book called My Brother Charlie. And as I read it, I'm going to give you some strategies for maybe being able to go back and thinking about how we can make some sense out of the story if there's parts of it that don't make sense. So here we go. We've always been together, even in Mommy's tummy, my twin brother, Charlie, and me. We still share lots of things: curly hair and brown eyes, how much we love hot chocolate with marshmallows, our dog Harriet, rolling in the grass, music, football. But being twins doesn't make us exactly the same. I'm 2 minutes younger than Charlie. I can stare for hours at the Big Dipper and the moon, and I love to talk. Charlie is skinnier and goofier than me. He hates math. When he looks at the sky, he finds jets and helicopters, and sometimes my brother gets very quiet. When we were babies, I pointed out flowers and cats and butterflies. I snuggled and giggled with Mommy on dark nights, but told Mommy again and again how much I love her. But Charlie was different. He wouldn't play with me or kiss Mommy's cheeks when she hugged him. And he didn't say, I love you. Seems those words were locked deep inside my brother. And I'm going to stop for a minute because I'm not really understanding exactly why Charlie wouldn't be able to speak like that or to be able to share his thoughts or feelings. So, what do I do? I could go back and reread. I could think about why that might be happening. Maybe he's sick, or maybe he's just not learned to speak yet. And so that's another strategy, is just to stop and think about what you've read and think about maybe why something might be the way that it is. Maybe even make some predictions or guesses about what you think might happen. Then as you read on, maybe that will help you to understand more about the story. So let's go on and see again if it says anything else about maybe why Charlie is this way. Everyone told Mommy not to worry. He's just being a boy, they would say. But Mommy knew there was something different about Charlie. I knew it too. As we grew older, Mommy watched Charlie very carefully. She and I could see he was struggling. Then Mommy discovered that Charlie's brain works in a special way because Charlie has autism. It's harder for Charlie to make friends or show his feelings or stay safe. One doctor even told Mommy that Charlie would never say, I love you. That made Mommy and me saddest of all. So I've heard of autism before. I know a couple of people that have had autism. I know a little bit about what it is, but another thing that you can do if you get stuck or if you're questioning something is to think about maybe someone that you could ask, or a place where you could go to find out some more information or find some different answers. If we wanted to find out more about it, we could ask another adult, maybe someone who was a doctor. Maybe we could look up some things online and do some of our own research. So those are also some helpful strategies for fix-up monitoring, is to try to maybe find some answers on your own. I have learned from Charlie that love doesn't always come from what you say. It can also come from what you do. And so we do right by Charlie. We love Charlie strong. We watch over him with the might of angels. We have to. When Charlie wants something, nothing stops him, even when it's dangerous. And there are days when it's hard to be Charlie's sister. Sometimes he can ruin the best play dates. Other times he seems so far away, like when he won't look at me, or speak, or play. I wish I could crawl inside Charlie's world to move things around for him and for me. I know Charlie wants to be in my world, fitting in, making friends, having fun, and laughing. There are good times with Charlie, too, when Charlie looks right at me and welcomes me with his smile. He lets me touch his face. He laughs when we lock fingers in a holding hands game. That's Charlie's I love you, said in the silly ways we play together. Charlie is good at so much. He knows the names of all of the American presidents. He's a fish in the water. He has a special way with animals, especially Harriet. When Harriet and Charlie are together, there's even more I love you said in the way only Charlie can when he gets Harriet to sit, run, or listen. Charlie's got a mind that tests things: shoelaces, paper clips, apples, pine cones, and he enjoys sharing. He likes to show off his shell collection, his new sneakers, and how well he plays Itsy Bitsy Spider on the piano. Charlie likes to share how sweet he is and how much he cares about other people. When I fall off my bike or bump my head, Charlie comes running. He always makes my hurts feel better with the caring that comes from his eyes. Sometimes when Charlie can find the words, when they unlock themselves from inside of him, he does say, I love you. I will always remember the first time I heard him say it. So clear and kind. So Charlie. I banged my toe hard and I cried. There was my brother patting my back, saying over and over again, Don't cry, Callie. I love you. It wasn't just the words that were so strong. It was the love that Charlie showed me just by being there. I love you too, Charlie, came from me fast. Charlie has autism, but autism doesn't have Charlie. If you ever get to meet my brother, you'll feel lucky to be his friend. He won't care if you have the coolest sneakers or if you are the best at sports. He'll just like you for who you are. That's Charlie. I'm blessed to be Charlie's sister and to share so much. I count my Charlie blessings every day. At the very top of my Charlie blessings list is the love Charlie and I have for each other, said in so many ways. And that's the end of my brother Charlie. So again, using this as an example for our fix-up monitoring, there's a lot of big concepts in this story. If you've ever heard of autism, again, you might know somebody that has it, or somebody close in your family, and you might be able to already relate to that in certain ways. But when we can't, and when we have questions, it's important to know what to do. So by stopping, rereading, making predictions, thinking about another expert or an adult to ask about things, those are all ways we can better understand what we read.